Hello YouTube, and what's up? Welcome to vlog number 2. Yes, we're on our second vlog, and today we don't really have too much in store. We're just going to kind of see what happens. It's already about almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We really haven't done much today. I've been editing yesterday's vlog pretty much all this morning, and getting that up right now. It's actually uploading at the moment that I'm starting this vlog. So I've been on a late start today because we were busy yesterday getting some stuff done. So today is just nice outside. I mean, look at it. It is just beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. And there's my puppy over there, just kind of laying down, staying out in the shade because it's not really too hot today, but it's kind of hot outside here. Hey, Stormy. Hey boy, say what's up. So yeah, that's my dog Stormy. He's a black lab. He just turned 5 about a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he's a black lab, and he's a good dog. So ooh, it got dark real quick. Let's see, there we go. A little bit of light back. It's a lot of time for the spot metering, but yeah. So we'll get into things. So what's it like being a storm tracker and having a vehicle that looks like this? It is weird, okay? A lot of people stare at you. People will roll down their window and ask you questions about the weather. That's one of the things I think that's really funny, is a lot of people, they don't know what's going on with the weather, and so they expect you to know. And it's like, man, I've been doing homework all day, or I've been sleeping in, I just got up going to do an errand, and they're like, so what's it going to be like 3 days from now? I'm like, I don't know. So they mostly expect you to be way on top of the weather and stuff like that. So yeah, so people will stare at you. And then when you're chasing storms, the worst thing, so many like rookies, people who've never chased before in their life, since you have a car that stands out and makes you look professional, they will follow you. And that's one of the things that gets annoying, is a lot of people will follow me for a storm, and then they'll get out and they'll start harassing me and stuff, asking me, all kinds of questions about the storm, and expect me to, answer them. And I'm nice, I'm polite, I'll be nice, but I get like a lot of redneck people will look at my car and see the anemometer on top of it and be like, dude, this guy's got some spinny shit on top of his car. He's the real deal. And those people kind of start to annoy me after a while. So I just wish more people were a little bit more respectful about what we're doing, because we're not out there just to see the pretty tornado. We're out there actually trying to help send in those reports for the National Weather Service, because the meteorologists they're looking at a radar image on top of a computer screen, on their computer screen, and they don't know what's actually happening. They can see pretty good defined rotation, but whether or not that tornado is making it into the ground, or whether or not there is a funnel or something like that, they don't know. So we are out there trying to tell these people, trying to help the meteorologists be able to put out those warnings and make them as accurate as they can. Because with the false alarm rates and stuff like that, a lot of people start taking stuff out of, after so many false alarms, some people, they become, so immune to it. They're like, this never happened to me before, why will it happen to me now? So, people get into these mentalities like that, and then they don't heed these warnings as well as they should. So, it's important for us to be out there doing what we're doing. I hate seeing a tornado go through a devastating town. My county experienced 5 tornadoes in one day, and 4 of them hit the town. 2 on the south side, 1 straight through the middle, and 1 on the north side, and 1 just hit the county corner. And that was a very, very bad day. And you have all those emergency responders out there after that first tornado went through, which was the most powerful. It was an EF3 tornado, and it devastated the middle of town, and they had to get the emergency responders out of, they had to tell them to stop doing what they were doing, and basically have them go to shelter because of all the stuff. Alright, so if you watched the last vlog, you saw stuff that we cracked our windshield. So the windshield guy is coming tomorrow, so it's time to go ahead and start getting the stuff out of the area so he can get in there and do his work tomorrow. So let's take everything out. Alright, so like I said, we gotta take everything off, so let's get into it. So we've pretty much got everything out. I'm just gonna move some of the stuff to the back, and then you should be able to get in here and do all of his work and get us this new windshield. I don't know if you could tell, but man, it was hot inside that car. Woo! I think it's time for a drink in my Monster fridge. And this sounds good. Let's take a Monster Rehab. Pink lemonade and tea. That sounds pretty good for this nice hot day. And again, look at it. It is beautiful outside. We do have some fair weather cumulus clouds, high pressure in the area, but man, it is just beautiful outside. So a big thing in weather news right now is the tropical storm that's spinning out here in the Gulf. So we're going to talk about it. It finally got named. It's Tropical Storm Cindy, and we're going to talk about it, some of the impacts, where it's going, and a couple other things about it. So I'm going to switch over to the computer and I'm going to do a talk over, and we'll go to that. So I'll see you over here. Alright guys, so let's talk about the big news that's going on right now in the tropics. And this has to deal with Tropical Storm Cindy. Alright, so the big things in the news today is Tropical Storm Cindy. We can see warnings set out all across the Louisiana coast and even into eastern Texas, covering the Houston metro area. What we have on is the national radar and the GOES satellite imagery, where we can see the cloud bands, and we can see all these more towering thunderstorms back here in our low pressure center, where we see these clouds spinning in and wrapping around our low right here with the clear slot, where we're starting to see this more organized development that we would see with the storm becoming a tropical storm. And now the storm has got its official name, and we'll talk about what makes a tropical storm. So basically, once you have a tropical depression, it has intensified to a point where its maximum sustained winds are between 35 and 64 knots, which is about 40 and 75 miles an hour, somewhere in that range, give or take a couple of miles per hour. It becomes a tropical storm, and at this time it gets a name assigned to it, and our system is Tropical Storm Cindy. And we have another tropical system out here, which is Tropical Storm Brett. So now that it's got its name assigned, during this time it becomes more organized and begins to become more circular in shape, which we can see that, like I said, you have these cloud bands spinning and wrapping around this low pressure center, making the storm more organized. And we have the all heavy rain and precip located in this front left quadrant as the storm approaches, which is where we're going to start seeing the more storm surge, because you have these winds pushing these waves going this way. Look at the cloud bands spinning up this way and all the rain pushing in this way. So you have your winds pushing up on top of those waves, forcing the water inland, causing storm surge. And not only that, just look at all these clouds just being entrained behind all of this. Shower after rain shower over these areas, causing localized flooding in these areas, where some of these areas around New Orleans are going to see rain totals around 8 to 12 inches, and it's going to start degrading as you get farther away from the coast. We're going to turn on the surface pressure analysis and the winds, and we can see the tight pressure gradients coming into the system, where it has its pressure of 995 millibars and maximum winds of 47 miles per hour, and it's moving slowly, and it's moving slowly at 5 miles per hour. And we can see this counterclockwise rotation as the winds converge into this area of low pressure. And that's how we define areas of low pressure, with counterclockwise movement and winds converging.
So another thing that we're going to be looking at is, this is just 2-meter temperature, but this will kind of give us an idea of what sea surface temperatures are. And the temperatures in the Gulf are relatively warm, and this is going to continue to help fuel this storm, this system. I mean, you know, with temperatures being in the 80s, and the Gulf is very, very, very warm. Besides that, we'll go ahead and look at the national at the forecast from the Hurricane Center, and this is their cone, their forecasting cone, and they're showing the storm, probably it's I, coming in around Beaumont and Lake Charles. I think it's going to be somewhere right in between there, maybe closer towards Beaumont, because it keeps going a little bit more westerly than, it keeps having a more westerly track, and we can see the hurricane models kind of showing it going a little bit more over towards Beaumont, and I think that's what it's going to do. It's going to go more towards Beaumont. All these different lines right here are showing different models and its projected path, and they're all pretty concentrated on the storm going towards Beaumont and then making this right turn and going on up through here as the system dies. A few things I want to mention about this storm. Let me put the radar and satellite imagery. Let me just put the satellite imagery back on here. A few things I just want to talk about is not to just focus on the cone, because while the cone was, you know, projected this way, a lot of the stronger bands are being displaced a little bit and are over here, and this is where you want to be more focused on right now because of all the heavy rain and precip and the isolated tornadoes come on shore from some of these storms that could have supercellular structures that could get spin-ups and cause weak and brief tornadoes. The rainfall is definitely going to be the primary threat, like I said, in areas near New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama. You know, you're going to see like 8 to 12 inches. As you get farther away towards like Jackson, Mississippi, you're probably going to see 2 to 3 inches, maybe 3 to 5 in those areas. Areas near Houston, you know, that 4 to 7 inches, definitely possible. Montgomery, 3 to 5 inches. Shreveport, maybe another 2 to 4 inches of precipitation. So this thing's going to be a rainer, and besides that, just keep your mind on that there could be tornadoes and storm surge in these areas right in the New Orleans and area right along here, right on the coast. So if any storms that, like I said, have any of the stronger thunderstorms that come across the shore to land and have any supercellular structures, that will spawn some brief and mini tornadoes. So out in this area today, where we have some of the stronger storms coming ashore, we have a slight risk for severe storms right here in the right along the Gulf Coast and areas of Louisiana and Mississippi and a little bit of Alabama. And the associated risk with this is mostly for the probability of tornadoes. Here under 5% probability for tornadoes. And like I said, here's those warnings. You can see the tropical storm warnings and hurricane statements right here all on the coast. We also have flash flood watches and flash flood warnings already in effect across these areas from the heavy rain and localized heavy rain that is coming in along the shore. So this is definitely a big event. We'll have to keep our eyes out and monitoring it.
Hey Stormy! Hey Stormy! Stormy! What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? You want a treat? You want a treat? Yeah, you want a treat. You want a milk bone, huh? This is his favorite. He loves treats like this. Alright, Stormy. I need you to sit. You gonna hand me your paw? Paw? Sit. Paw. Down. Good boy. Look at you. You are a pig. If you notice like how he didn't want to shake, we used to make him always just do sit, shake, and lay down. And then after he lays down, he gets a treat, and he just goes straight to laying down normally, just so he goes ahead and has to skip all that and just goes straight to getting a treat. So he's smart. He's very smart. Aren't you smart? You're not no dumb dog. I love him. Now he's gonna go back to laying on the front porch in the shade. Or he may just see someone and he's just gonna bark. So that's it for today's vlog. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked that little thing about Tropical Storm Cindy. We'll be monitoring it closely just to you know, take a look at it, because it's definitely going to be something to watch, especially the coastal flooding and all the heavy rain is going to be bringing with the storms being doing that training effect on the coast. So we'll definitely be on the watch for that, and thank you guys for watching if you made it this far. Again, my Instagram, my Twitter stuff will be down below in the description, and like I said, we'll have a website and everything all up soon with our services, and it's going to be for just Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio when we start out, and we got stuff for both the private and commercial industries. So until next time, peace.